Hello ladies and gentlemen, and please welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2, something that we haven't done in a while, because, you know, this is about talking about stuff, and I didn't have anything to talk about, but now I have something to talk about. But before I talk about it, let me just show you how far we have progressed so far in Euro Truck Simulator since the last episode we did. I've bought my own truck, a Mercedes-Benz new Actros Stream Space. I've modified it myself, added a few things, hard-earned money, and currently we are earning enough to repay the loan. And once we have done that, we will take a new loan out. So, let's just choose a job first, and then probably the furthest from this point. Price per distance. What the hell? Oh, that's the skin. Nice to see that the skin is there. Oh, Prague. How fitting. How fitting. You know what? Let's go to Prague. That is very fitting. There we go to Prague. Very fitting. Okay, here's my truck. Hold on, let me first put my controller ready. Here's my truck. As you can see, it's okay-ish. Yeah, I'm the best one visually that I could find during all my actions. No, it's green. It's green. Oh, sorry. So, let's talk about topics. Topics to be taught about are Prague. How fitting that we have Prague is because I want to talk about Prague. I want to talk about what's something. First, let me just fix my microphone into a position. There we go. First, let us talk about where I have been for the last few months, really. Since February, I've been in Prague doing my Erasmus, so a student exchange program. It is a mandatory one semester stay in a university outside. Otherwise, I would not be able to get my bachelor. That's how this works, really. We're going this. That's how it works, really, for my university, for the University of Luxembourg. So, let's talk about a few things that happened before I even got to Prague. Okay? First, the whole process of it. We could choose between a number of destinations or universities where we could take on. The Faculty of History, my history department where I am studying and doing history, had a choice between Germany, a lot of universities in Germany, France, the furthest university being in France, aka French Polynesia. That's really far away, but apparently whoever wanted to go there was free to go there. Then we had Switzerland, we had Sheffield in the UK, and we had Belgium, and last but not least we had Prague. Now my choice was obviously Sheffield number 1 and Prague number 2. I chose Sheffield because I wanted to go somewhere where I could talk, speak, use English, and because Sheffield was just perfect. Like, it's in the UK. How English can it be? How more English can you have? Probably not more than in the UK. So that is why that was my first choice. The issue, however, was that I soon noticed that it is very expensive. Being in the UK is very expensive, especially the rent is very expensive. So I decided, okay, maybe I will not go to Sheffield, maybe I will go to my next choice, Prague, because I assume they will be having English there, since Czech is not a language that I've learned, and I doubt they will be having courses in French or German. Oh boy, was I wrong. Oh boy, was I wrong. So, I looked up Prague, I looked up the university there, Charles University, and I looked up the several faculties that they have. They have a lot of faculties. So I looked up history. I found the Faculty of Humanities, where they have a bunch of history. And there were a lot of interesting courses that I really enjoyed. Oh shit. Need to go to the side. A bunch of courses that sounded really interesting, and I'd love to go there. So, the choice is made, I'm going to Prague. Then after the choice is made, I get the email with all the necessary information. Your faculty is not the Faculty of Humanities, but the Faculty of Education. What courses do they have at the Faculty of Education? Math, literature, physics. Fuck my life, really. They only had one department for history at the Faculty of Education, and they didn't have a lot of choice, as I was to figure out. Apparently, during the summer semester, you have less courses than during the winter semester, and they had courses in German, in French, and in English. French, it was, I believe, one course that I couldn't take. Or it was no course at all. I'm not really sure anymore. English was 2 courses. One course I couldn't take because I had already taken a similar course in Luxembourg, so I couldn't take it. So what was left was all the German courses. Now, they were not particularly interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna be honest, they were not very interesting. But I still hoped, okay, maybe I can get some courses in another faculty. Yeah. Too bad. It's limited at 51%. I have to choose 51% of the courses from the main faculty. This being the Faculty of Education. 51%. It's a lot already. Even more if you consider that all the courses at the Faculty of Education concerning history were 6 ECTS. So there was nothing less. So you couldn't just choose 2 for 3, and you had 2 already, and you could choose 1 in exchange or something like that. I'll choose 3 for 3 ECTS and 1 for 6, and then you already had the quota done. No, that was not possible. That was sadly not possible. So, come on, drive faster. So I was stuck to choose whatever I had to choose, yeah. So I stuck with the Faculty of Education and chose all the classes there. So 5 classes for 6 ECTS each, so total of 30. Now, I get to Prague, and god damn it, mistake number 1 that I made there was student housing. I thought, you know what, I'm not at Prague. I think the university should probably have a few cool things, some decent-ish locations probably. So I looked up, and from the pictures, they looked okay-ish. Like, not really great, but like workable. I expected, yeah, for the limited time that I'm going to spend at home, I assumed falsely, I can just be there. Like, that shouldn't be an issue at all. How wrong I was at that point, because I got to Prague and was booked in Hvězda, and fuck my life, that is terrible. The conditions there are so awful. Like, holy crap, is that awful. It looked ugly as fuck. The conditions were just horrifying. So I got out there immediately. Like, I tried to look for private housing because that was just terrible. I would not have spent any day there. That was just, the rooms were really small. You barely had any room to do anything. There were 100 people on one level, and you had 2 kitchens and small kitchens and 2 bathroom facilities for all these 100 people. And the best part is that the bathrooms are mixed, so if someone is taking a shower, you have to wait until that person is done, because you don't want to get in there and be all surprised if it turns out to be not the person you want to see. So that was just terrible. So I got out, I got a private housing, and the best part even at the student housing was that at Hvězda and apparently all of their student housing, university student housing, you don't have Wi-Fi. Like, at the faculties, you have Wi-Fi everywhere. At the housing, at the accommodation student housing, you don't have any Wi-Fi. You need to bring in your own LAN cable and use that to get access to the internet. That was horrifying, to say the least. Especially since I had a tablet, and usually a tablet doesn't come with an integrated LAN port. Usually. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was just painful. So, anyway, I got student housing, private student housing, that was good. Then, let's start with the courses. They were completely different. First, and something that I still hate now because I still have to suffer the consequences, we got a booklet, a small blue book, where we had to write down, or where the teacher had to write down what your grade was and how many ECTS you got. Yep. They have an internet service, an internet online service like system where they have all the courses. But for Erasmus students at the Faculty of Education, sorry, you have to do both. You have to sign the booklet, and you have to have the things on the internet as well, on the online database. That is painful. Very painful, because not only does every single teacher have to enroll you in his course. Yeah, you cannot enroll yourself in the course. The teacher has to do it. That is painful. That is really painful. Like, here at the University of Luxembourg, if I want to join a course, I can just join it. Like, before we visited the course, we got a code. We had to go onto the online system that we have, insert the code, and then we're enrolled. Now they have changed it so that you can simply, every year has its unique code. So if I'm now 5th year of university, I get a specific code. Just every person in the 5th year gets a specific code and can enroll himself into the course that he wants to go to. Now, in Prague it was different. Prague, teacher has to enroll you, so you have to meet the teacher. Now, meeting the teacher is something interesting, because you don't have courses in Prague. At least I didn't have courses. I had one course with other Czech students. The other courses are all private meetings with the teachers. Oh yes, we had to meet privately with all teachers. So we had to send the teacher an email. When can we meet? Okay, that day. Okay, let's go there. Then, of the 5 courses that I had, one was every week on Wednesday with the Czech students, and that was a really easy course, like high school level of history right there. And I'm at university, 4th-year university, almost doing my bachelor. That was easy to get a good grade there. Then 2 of the courses were simply, I had to go there, I met the teacher, I signed a piece of paper that said, I signed it, what am I talking about? Went there, I talked with him, I said, okay, here's what I plan on doing for my essay. And he was like, okay, good. Here's the deadline. That's it. That was literally it for 2 of the courses. I just had to do an essay, send him the essay, and that was it. So I met the teachers once, twice to get a few tips or get books, and that was basically it. Then I just met them one last time to get the signature with my grade. That was crazy. So, now that's 2 of the courses. The other 2 courses were kind of a mixture of both. Like one course, Early Middle Ages in Bohemia, with Mr. Charvat, who is by far the most entertaining and the best teacher I had there. Like, he was just great teacher. I had 4 courses with him and other Erasmus students, like 3 Erasmus students. Like, that is really painful if you are all alone in a room with 2 other students and that's the class you're having. For classes, I missed the last one because I had to go, I spent my Easter holiday at home, so there I could not go to the last course. But 1 second, my god, I'm sorry. So I spent the last course, I missed the last course, and then we had to write an essay. Simple there as well. Then the last course was weekly meetings where I had to read a book, chapters of a book, and then present the chapters to the teacher, and he would ask questions and I would answer them, and that every week. We did that for 2-3 weeks, and then he became sick, became ill, and he couldn't do it anymore. So I was left to just wait and do the essay for him as well, and then ask for questions or read the last chapters of the book, send him message the teacher that I had done reading the book and that he could send the questions via email, and I would then answer them via email. So that was basically all the things that I did. So for 4 months, from February until like June, really. Oh boy. Until June, I spend most of my time at home until, like, staying awake until 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, sleeping until 2, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and every Wednesday I had a class where I had to go to, and that was it. That was basically it. There was nothing else to do. Nope, that's not what I want to activate. This is what I want to activate. Yeah, especially, well, first it was also Wednesday and Fridays, but when the teacher on Friday got ill and couldn't do it anymore, it was just Wednesdays. So that was painful because I don't have a computer. Like, I cannot play video games, the thing that I do most of the time. So the only thing I can do is watch videos, let's plays, and wrestling, watching wrestling and whatnot. There was no entertainment whatsoever. And so I spent most of the time just watching videos or staying up late and chatting with people on the internet via a browser game that I play. Let's just say that was painful, and that really crushed me. Because that was really day after day after day after day of going to bed when the sun rose, and then sleeping until the sun was setting already. That was painful. So, I somehow survived these 4 months of boredom to get to end of May. Shortly before the end of May, I leave Prague. Back, the course that I have every Wednesday ended, so I can leave Prague to go back to Luxembourg and just spend 3 weeks here doing my essays, and then return to get all the grades and stuff. I chose to come back because the library there sucks. Like, they're working there, so not many books are available, and if they are available, you have to get the books there. Like, you cannot bring them back home and work at your own rhythm. You have to just stick to the times of the library, and that was stupid. Just stupid, because I want to work at my own rhythm. I don't want to depend on the times of the library to work. And I don't want to leave take an hour to get to the library and an hour to get back from the library every day just to read the books. Like, that is way too much. You're asking way too much from me. Like, just let me borrow the things, I'll take care of them, and I'll bring them back when needed, when I'm done. Simple as that. So, I had 3 weeks to write 4 essays. And I thought, easy peasy. Like, that shouldn't be an issue at all. Sadly, or should I say luckily, it depends on what you say, what stance you're on, Overwatch happened, and 2 weeks went by with me doing Overwatch instead of essays. So there was like a little bit more than a week left for essays. And because I had been lazy, I didn't do any of the essays during all the 4 months that I have time. Like, I waited until the end of June, literally, the end of May, shortly before all the deadlines came to an end, to write the essays. So I just rushed through most of the essays, and apparently that didn't even matter because I got an excellent in all the essays. Every single essay I wrote, I got an excellent, even though that was really, like, not the best thing I could have written. Like, many of the things were just, like, due to the fact that I didn't have a lot of time, I just did it really fast and skipped through a lot of information in detail, and just, yeah. That was, interesting to say the least. And now, then came the issue that there were many, oh crap, why did I break? There were many issues after I had finished my essays, because now it was meeting time. I had to meet with all the teachers. it was pretty easy to meet two of the teachers, because one I had an exam with one, and the other I knew he was always going to be there when he gave me a meeting time. He was going to be there. Simple as that. The other three were a difficulty, because one was sick, was ill, and he couldn't come, and I had to write him an email to tell him, yeah, look, I finished reading the book, please send me the answers. A week passed without any answer, and I wrote him several emails. That was the case with a lot of the teachers, like they didn't really answer to any of the emails. What the hell was that all about? So, of the 1 week stay that I planned, like finish all the essays, and 2 weeks ago I would go to Prague for 1 week and get the signatures, finish everything, and done. Job done. That was not the case. 1 week? Nope. 1 week became 2 weeks. I got back last Friday. So that's great. But otherwise, that was just painful. Because you expect an answer with the emails, and you didn't get an answer with any emails, so you're wondering, what now? What now? Now, seriously, what now? Like, is something going to happen, or what? I really want to know when I can meet you, and because I want to go home. I don't want to stay here for months waiting for your email and for you to answer me. That is not my goal here. So, I am now officially back. I somehow managed to get all the signatures of the teachers. But that doesn't mean that it's over. Nope, it is not even close to over. One of the teachers didn't write down that I had a grade. He wrote down that I had finished and passed the exam, but he didn't write a grade. And without a grade, apparently they cannot give me... Hold on, it's really loud. Apparently, without a grade, they cannot give me the final result, the final official paper with all the information needed. They cannot give me that as long as I don't have the paper. So that means I'm just really freaking annoyed, because I wrote an email to the teacher who didn't write down the grade, so that he can write the grade down on the internet database system, so that the department can send me the official paper via internet. I have not yet received an answer, and I wrote him on Friday. It's Monday now, the time of recording. No answer whatsoever. This is going to be great, because I cannot join the new... like next year, I cannot pay the university for next year and send them my files, because I'm gonna rest here. Because I don't have the money. I don't have the grades. Like, I don't have the official paper that tells me that I've passed or didn't pass, that I got all the ECTS. That's still missing. So it's gonna be great now, waiting until something happens. So I'll keep you updated if anything happens, and that is my experience of Prague. A very beautiful city, very, very beautiful. Like, it's an amazing city. The student part of the city, like the university student teaching, learning part of the city, was terrible. like compared to where I'm from Luxembourg, and the university here, that's just way more crappy, because you get lazy. You get lazy and you don't do anything, and anything doesn't really matter at all. Like, everything I learned there was just pointless most of the time, just pointless. So that's it basically. I don't have anything else to say, and this is the end of the episode of Euro Truck Simulator. So thank you so much for watching and listening, and have a nice day. Goodbye.